Good morning, third graders. Today is Wednesday, May 13th, 2020. Today we're moving into week 5 of My View. If you remember what I said to you on Monday and Tuesday we were doing a couple of activities from week 4 of My View, Unit 5. Today and tomorrow we'll be doing some activities from Unit 5, week 5. So today we have 3 pages we'll be working on. Get your student interactive out so you can follow along with me. And we're going to begin on page 604. On page 604, we're talking about final stable syllables. Final stable syllables, the ones we're looking at today, are L-E, T-U-R-E, I-V-E, and I-Z-E. They are letters at the end of the syllables that do not change. The letter combinations spell unique sounds. So for example, in the word table, the letters B-L-E spell the sound you hear in the word bowl. In the word picture, the letters T-U-R-E spell the sound chur. So when a word ends with the letters I-V-E, the I could spell either a short or long I sound. So you could hear iv or you could hear ive. When a word ends with the letters I-Z-E, the I spells a long I sound. So what are we going to do today? We're going to read each of these sentences. We're going to underline the word with the final stable syllables. So when you're looking at these sentences, you're going to be searching for words that end in L-E, T-U-R-E, I-V-E, and I-Z-E. And you'll notice that all of these sets of letters end with the letter E. And so that's kind of a starting place for you to be able to find these words. All right, let's read. Number 1, you cannot survive for very long without water. I'm going to underline survive because of the I-V-E. Number 2, I need to apologize to my friend. Underline apologize because of the I-Z-E. Number 3, my mom prefers little dogs. I'll underline little because of the L-E. And number 4, we should be sensitive to each person's culture. I have 2 words to underline. Sensitive because of the I-V-E, and culture because of the T-U-R-E. Okay, your high frequency words for the week are love and developed. Remember, these are words that do not follow regular word study patterns. They're words you will see frequently, so you should be able to read them and you should be able to spell them. We're going to go ahead and move on to page 607, so we'll skip a couple pages. And on page 607, we're still talking about these final stable syllables, L-E, T-U-R-E, I-V-E, and I-Z-E. These are our final stable syllables. They are always the same series of letters at the end of the final syllable of a multisyllabic word, so a word that has more than one syllable. Their spellings stay the same, even though their sound may change. So your job is to read these words and sort them by their final stable syllable. So let's read the words together. Title, vegetable, humble, active, capture, organize, positive, posture, creature, and finalize. All right, so what I like to do is go through each of the words, cross it off or circle it when you've used it, and make sure you're writing it down in the correct row. All right, so I see the word title. It ends in L-E. I know it goes in my first row, consonant plus L-E. Vegetable also ends in L-E. You should be writing it in this first row. And again with humble, L-E. Notice how all of these words end with L-E and they have a consonant before the L, like the T, the B, and the B again in humble. Our next word is active. I have a consonant, that's T, and then I-V-E. So active needs to go under consonant plus I-V-E. Capture. I see the T-U-R-E, so it needs to go under the T-U-R-E row. Organize ends in I-Z-E. Go ahead and write organize with consonant I-Z-E. Positive ends in I-V-E. That's consonant plus I-V-E. Posture ends in T-U-R-E. So it goes under T-U-R-E. Same with creature, T-U-R-E. And then finalize has that I-Z-E. Okay, so again, pause the video, go ahead and write all the words down, or maybe you were doing it with me. Make sure you sort these words by their endings, their final stable syllable, and then go ahead and write your high frequency words down. When you're finished with this page, we're going to move on to our last page for the day. It's the next page, page 608. On page 608, we'll be talking about editing for commas. A comma is a punctuation mark that has many uses. So in writing, commas are used in dates, they're used in series, in a list to separate different items, and in compound sentences. They're also to set off the exact words of the speaker, which means it tells the speaker when they need to take that breath or that pause when they're reading. So here are some examples. In the date, you can use the comma to separate the date and the year. For 3 or more items in a row, when they form a series, put a comma after each item in a series except for the last one. So for example, if we were just saying Sam and Ben, we would not need a comma, but we're talking about Sam, Ben, and Jason. So we need commas between Sam and Ben, and then we use the word and to connect Jason to that group as well. Put a comma before a coordinating conjunction such as and, but, or to form a compound sentence. So just like we did up here, we put a comma before and. We also did it in this sentence. I like painting and I enjoy the classes on Saturday. The reason why this sentence used and a comma before it is because it's a compound sentence. Like I mentioned in another video, I like painting. I like the classes on Saturdays. Those are 2 independent clauses or phrases. You can combine them just like we did in this sentence by using a comma and. So the way I think of this is both of the parts of the sentence on either side of and could be complete sentences on their own. And when they could be complete sentences on their own, but they're connected, you have to add that comma before you use the word and. We also use commas in dialogue. When you write a dialogue, use a comma to separate the speaker's words from the speech tag. So a speech tag, such as said Mike, identifies who is speaking. If the speech tag appears after the speaker's words, place the comma inside the quotation marks. If the speech tag appears before the speaker's words, place the comma outside the quotation marks. So here are some examples. Here we see the dialogue first. So your backpack is cool, said Ronaldo. So since the speech tag said Ronaldo is after the quotation marks, we need this comma inside the quotation marks. Your backpack is cool, comma, said Ronaldo. And only words that are in the quotation marks, those are the only spoken words that Ronaldo said. Luis said, thanks, I got it last summer. Now notice how the comma is not in the quotation marks. That's because the speech tag, which is Luis said, comes first. So we would say Luis said, comma, thanks, I got it last summer. All right, we're going to edit this draft for correct usage of commas, and then we are finished with our work for the day. Let's read this once, and then we'll go back and I'll help you find the errors and correct them. On March 3rd, 2018, Mike, Jamal, and Lynn bought a gift for their friend Justin, who lived in New York. Mike said, let's ship it to him today. They packed the gift in a box and they shipped it from the post office. Okay, there are a couple errors here. So the first sentence says on March 3rd, 2018, Mike, Jamal, and Lynn bought a gift for their friend Justin, who lived in New York. So I already noticed that after the 3 representing the 3rd of March, you need a comma. On March 3rd, 2018, we're separating that date from the year. Mike, Jamal, and Lynn, so we need another comma after Jamal because we're listing, bought a gift for their friend Justin, who lived in New York. All right, let's move on to the next sentence. Mike said, let's ship it to him today. So there's no comma there. Remember, we have that speech tag, Mike said, before the quotation marks. So after said, you need your comma. Go ahead and put a comma right here after Mike said. Mike said, let's ship it to him today. They packed the gift in a box and they shipped it from the post office. Now this is a compound sentence. They packed the gift in a box, could be its own sentence. They shipped it from the post office. That could also be its own sentence. So after the word and, before the word and, excuse me, you need your comma. They packed the gift in a box, comma, and they shipped it from the post office. Okay, you guys, hope this video was helpful. Feel free to reach out to me if you need anything else. Remember, today we were just working on 3 pages, page 604, 607, and 608. Tomorrow we'll be doing some work on writing together. Have a great day. Reach out to me if you need me. Bye.